Association FECAFOOT who insist and of this choice of football pitch that will be played this October the 11th, 2024. Those were major stories. Good evening to you all. This is High Prime of Friday the 11th, of Friday the 4th of October 2024. We move on to we begin this newscast with a story from Boya, where residents from Bokwai village, a locality in Boya, that place host to the Boya Central Market, are now smiling after Boya Council swings into action regarding the road degradation phenomenon that has been caused by property owners in that part of the town will go as creating trenches just beside the roads. This has caused a lot of road segregation in that part of the town. This, according to the second deputy mayor of Boya, will no longer be the case, as those involved in such malpractices will face the arm of the law. More in the following stories. The recent road degradation in Bokwai village, a locality in Boya, by some unscrupulous landowners who have been tampering with waterways as water now spilled over the major road that was recently tarred by the Boya Council. This has caused the Boya Council, alongside the first Assistant Divisional Officer Violet Amanda, to bring sanity into the situation as they come inspecting.
And that of the community or the population is of no consequence. Well, the law is there to protect all of us. I think that is what we have to say for now. But we'll make sure that all this construction, they should stop. Even the person who is building that one should stop.
Stopped him a couple of days ago and wanted to...
Did you people paint? Red paint?
Building they are supposed to be...
People who have violated and vandalized the roads, they will face the law.
The community that plays host to the Boya Central Market has been notorious for bad road scenario for recent times now.
The reason we are here is because of the degradation of the road, mainly, and the other unfortunate incidents or situations we have with the Castrican landlords who have decided to block the waterway. So we have the houses on this lane who have blocked the waterway, and because of this, the water overflows into the roads and erodes the road completely. This is why we have the discussion you can see.
Despite several sensitization on the people to stop creating trenches around the road, and the poor hygiene and sanitation situation in the locality has been falling on deaf ears.
Taking upon myself to do a little sensitization to the landlords. I've called them several times to order to remove what they planted along the waterways, which they have not done so. And we do not have any other choice but to take it to the administration, reporting them to the TO and the mayor, who were here this morning to take proper actions in order to see how to redress such.
The fact-finding mission that was headed by the second deputy mayor of Boya Council left promising tougher measures against recalcitrant landlords and ladies in the Bokwai community. And we move on to next door Limbe, where the Limbe City Council Mayor Paul Ifumengale has been congratulated by a syndicate of taxi drivers union in the town of Limbe following his swift intervention for the secured and release of a taxi driver who was bitten by one of the rich men of the military. This is according to this following report. It was conducted by the Limbe naval-based soldiers who, in a dispute of 200 francs, the said soldier, who was dressed in civilian attire, refused to pay the said driver, and in retaliation they started fighting. This led to the call from the naval base in Limbe of a troop of other soldiers who descended on the said driver, beating him and taking him for detention over there at the Limbe naval base in Bota. This as our reporter Rita Mafani Mujoko has.
Limbe taxi drivers, in unison with one another, agreed to protest against the beatings meted on one of their colleagues who was beaten by soldiers of the Limbe naval base on claims of a 200 francs balance. Though dressed in civilian attire, the said soldier called on fellow soldiers.
Military people, they hold it, they beat us, so they go for camp.
So it reach for plenty drivers their ears. So they vex the whole half mile the bill. We get more than 200 to 300 drivers. They want strike.
With the timely intervention from the Limbe City Mayor, accompanied by the second deputy who descended to the naval base as the immediate release of the taxi driver was secured. He was taken to the regional hospital for medical attention as all medical expenses were being taken care of by the city mayor.
The city mayor really advised us like a father. He said his doors are open at any given time. If situations like that come, we should call him. And all of us, we know that we are working in harmony and we need peace in Limbe. So we don't have any strike in Limbe.
The president of Limbe SN Shetak Taxi Drivers Syndicate narrates on how the release process went on.
Military people, they see we, and with the president of the city mayor, they just give you the boy, the driver.
Fako SDO Viang Mekala has asked for in-depth investigations to be carried out so as to ascertain more into the incident, as the situation proved effective leadership and conflict management by the municipal magistrate for Limbe.
And we now move on to the Northwest region. In a bid to combat food insecurity in the Northwest region, the emergency project to combat food crisis in Cameroon, known for short as PORCA, has provided a vital assistance to local farmers in the Northwest region via the Northwest Livestock Development Fund (SEDENAO), as the farmers receive a stock of input that is necessary to improve on their livelihood and community at large. More on that story with staff lady Adeline Ayemfo Akomene.
In a bid to address food shortage or crisis in the Northwest region of Cameroon, the emergency project to combat food crisis in Cameroon, PORCA, is providing vital assistance to farmers in the region through the Northwest Stock Development Fund, SEDENAO.
We have come from far and near, all the divisions of the Northwest region, and we have handed 3,900 laying birds. Birds that are not only the age of laying, are actually laying, with 300 of them. 200 of them will receive piglets, about 500 piglets, high quality piglets.
With inflation and hardship that reign in the country, the farmers were quite elated for this remarkable seed capital for them to sustain their families and communities at large.
For Tanguna, for help una one help me at the suffer begin them, so that the work way una around me the work go before, because if no be una I no go know how we have even start with my picking them, we have sponsor the picking them. I say as una don't talk God way there for una back, go sit take una care for take una go back safely for what way una they do for me today.
I've been given the privilege to be here and to have benefited from this largesse. I know that we still have many vulnerable farmers out there who are very struggling to start, and at least for somebody like me too who is just starting and I've had the opportunity to benefit from this, it is a great feeling. I just feel like I'm already at the level where I've always wanted to be as far as my poultry farming is concerned.
The top administrator for the region used the occasion to call for non-state armed actors to drop their weapons and join the regular society.
It was to us, the beneficiaries, to make good use of the assistance of the head of state, and when they are going back to their various villages and communities, they should bring back the message of the handshake of the head of state to all their brothers and sisters who are still in the bushes to come back and join us to rebuild back better this nation.
Worth mentioning, this assistance marks the second phase of PORCA's support to Northwest farmers get towards enhancing livestock productivity and combating food insecurity.
And what a better way to improve the livelihood of locals in the Northwest region. We move on to one of our major stories, as we did mention earlier for the headlines. The director of Family Health at the Ministry of Public Health in Yaoundé, Dr. Zaccheaus Eboko, has wrapped up a one-day workshop with the 32 mayors of the Southwest region that makes of the 21 health districts in the region. This was during a workshop that took place at the premises of the Buea Council, where the Ministry of Public Health has decided to fast-track the decentralization process, thereby transferring resources and competencies to the municipal structures all across the region, so as to be able to manage, to better manage a health situation or health facility all across the region. This, according to some mayors, is coming at a time where they have been battling on the who to take charge of certain competencies when it's involving the decentralization process. More on that in the following story. As the decentralization process continues progressing in Cameroon, some ministries and state institutions have been transferring competences to the different councils in the country. The Ministry of Public Health is one of such ministries who has been transferring such competencies.
There is no money. For example, the health center somewhere in the rural area, the council can pay for the services of the surveyor. That's why that small piece is there.
The one-day seminar in Buea that brought on board the 32 mayors in the southwest region on how to manage these resources and competencies that has been transferred to them.
Only on the central administration for resources to be transferred that will enable us effectively implement the competencies that have been transferred to us. And this workshop that has been organized has come to throw light to us, the mayors, exactly on the areas that have to do with the rules that we have to take. And I think that going back, we are going to give a different touch to our approach, in the management of the hospitals.
With the deep difficulties some of these councils have been facing in their municipalities, the workshop was a good avenue for some of them to vent out their frustrations.
This seminar of today, organized by the Minister of Health, I think is that can be like a kind of eye-opener. Then it will only clear curtain if we really express the deep difficulties we are experiencing in our area. For example, in my municipality, I am the chairman of most of these integrated hospitals. And when we talk about the competencies that have been transferred to council, if I want to overemphasize, I will hold that aspect of finances that are involved in the council to take care of the casual workers in the council.
Special session that was presided over by Dr. Ebongo Zaccheaus, Director of Family Planning at the Ministry of Public Health, was appreciated by the different municipal magistrates in the southwest region, as they say it's quite a timely intervention. And we now move on to the Bamenda City Council, headed by Reverend Paul Achombong Tembek, who has been doing all it takes to revamp the town of Bamenda that has been regular on the heaps of waste that are being deposited across some major road junction. But the Bamenda City Council took upon herself to make sure to clear off those heaps of garbage all across the town of Bamenda after the Hygiene and Sanitation Company has failed woefully to put the situation under control. According to the city mayor, on his part, it is a way to make sure the town of Bamenda stands out amongst her peers in Cameroon and beyond. More on the following story with our staff lady all the way from Bamenda, Joy Nga.
From chaos to order, Bamenda, chief town of the Northwest region, journeys towards cleanliness and sanity. Being described by many before 2020 as a dirty republic, plagued by poor waste management on every passage in town, a new era emerges with the coming to office of the pioneer city mayor, Achombong Tembek Paul. About 4 years back, heaps of waste littered the streets, markets, and junctions. Garbage cans overflowed, and running streams became dumping ground for waste, posing very serious health risks to the population.
Cleanliness has been a habit which I've inculcated from my parents, and I went to a school which was equally clean, and I've always thought that it was the best thing for me to keep a clean habit, clean environment, and a clean lifestyle. So cleanliness of the municipality where I now dwell in, to me, is a priority. And when I saw the town as dirty as it was before I became city mayor, I knew that was going to be my first job, to make this town cleaner than what it was.
Within his first 100 days in office, the mayor took bold steps to address the challenge, moving from street to street, cleaning, clearing garbage, and educating the population on the importance of a clean city. From Maiwan Junction through Custom, Governors Junction and Finance Junction to Mai 2, Bamenda Main Market, Food Market and Tharikon Market, and the entire Bamenda 1, 2 and 3 subdivisions, the city has undergone a remarkable transformation in the domain of hygiene and sanitation.
When we took up office in this municipality, garbage was in heaps, to the extent that most roads were blocked by garbage and waste. But we mobilized ourselves and we dealt with it, swept it, cleaned it, and disinfected our streets. These are the stages which we've taken. And now what we look forward to is the consistency of the clean city which we are about to engage.
The mayor's initiatives include educating the population on waste separation and management, empowering city council staff, and implementing measures to ensure sustainability.
We are differentiating the waste. Bamenda City Council, they manage waste now because we use them now for farming. We sort out the waste, then the plastic, the bottles, we leave it for the other company to carry, like Empire is working now.
The impact is evident, but the journey is far from over. The population must continue to cooperate to maintain this level of cleanliness.
This situation where the council has decided to be managing waste, we are very happy, and we noticed that they were already distributing buckets to some of the homes. And this one that they are bringing carriage trucks to our doors, I'm so impressed.
Bamenda's transformation is a testament to the power of leadership and community effort. Let us continue on this path to make Bamenda the cleanest city in the region and the nation at large.
This is High Prime, and we are coming to you live from our new studios here in High Television. We now take you to educational news. This time around, we move on to the legendary Seka College of Limbe, where the batch of 2017 to 2023 of students of Seka Baptist College Limbe has used this occasion for Thanksgiving. This was during a Thanksgiving service that took place at the chapel of that institution, where they thank God for seeing them through for the past 7 years as faithful girls who embrace their educational work at the stay of the iconic school of Seka Baptist College Limbe, as they promise to do more as they are now going to the universities, so as remembering their alma mater and giving back to the school that made them to be better girls. More on that story with staffman Daniel Ekomi Bua.
Chanting different songs filled with joy on their faces are now former students of Seka Baptist College Limbe, who has turned out in their numbers this day to thank God and the school for molding them through these 7 years of academic success.
Why we're actually inspired to come for yes, because we really appreciated the change we had in the school. Like, this change was so intense. A teacher will never, we're really grateful for everything. And then we also thought that it would be a good thing if we come as the first batch, the first class to come immediately after leaving Seka, because nobody has ever done that. Normally, people have the habit of going to give thanks to God in other churches. So we just thought, why should we not come? Let's come and thank God in the school that made us who we are today.
Taking place this Sunday, September 29, 2024, at the college campus, was a moment for them to express their gratitude, given the fact that the academic journey has not been an easy one.
Great, I'm so happy because this journey was a very long and rocky one. Indeed, it was really rocky. There were times when we felt like we were discouraged, there were times when we felt like nothing was working, there were times when we even felt that we would not even pass. But God, being God and having His way of doing things, He always assured us through our teachers, through devotions that we always have, always told us that we should not worry, He's with us, He's there with us, and He will lead us through this entire journey and give us success, which is good.
I'm very excited, it's very amazing to be here because we're the first batch usually come for our Thanksgiving after the advanced level. So I appreciate the school for what they have done for us, and we want the rest to continue to follow us in our trade.
With first of its kind, this success could not have been realized without the sacrifices of their teachers.
All our teachers, we know we have been through thick and tough together. Everything, the temptation, the hard work, the struggle. Sometimes we always grumble, argue our teachers that they're like this, they're like that. We always keep them to the nerves and everything. But really thank God for them for never giving up on us. They never gave up. They still pushed in and they did all their best to make us successful. In their mind, they're not all about their job. They're about making us successful. What they had in their head was making their students successful people. So I'm really grateful for them.
To the principal of the school, she feels happy despite the challenges faced within these 7 years of their study.
I feel very delighted. I feel very happy on this day, seeing them coming back to say thank you to God, spending 7 years in Seka from 2017 at the heart of the crisis right to 2024. And we have impacted a lot in these girls' morals, that motivational inspirations to do anything they can do in future, and the zeal to pursue their studies. And also with that force of the drive of I can make it. And they have proven to us that they can do it. And our prayer is that as they will forge ahead in their education, they should succeed in life.
On his part, the school pastor attests on the moral and spiritual values they have received, which could enable them overcome some social ills within the society.
Understanding that Seka is a church-run school, we have always done our best to implant in them godly values, so that wherever they find themselves in society, after now, they should be able to represent God appropriately.
One of the parents expressed happiness after seeing his daughter succeed within the 7 years of hard work.
Sense of pride and happiness. So elated because when you have a daughter who has studied for 7 years in an institution like this, you can imagine how comfortable you feel having acquired some moral standards, spiritual build-up, and of course the educational aspect of it.
Amongst those accompanying the celebration were the newly admitted students, alongside those at the senior level of the academic ladder. Parents and friends all turned out in their numbers to honor these celebrants.
We now talk culture in this newscast, where the historic Royal Palace of Mankon in the northwest region of Cameroon has awarded traditional distinctions to 6 men and 2 women who made it possible for the translation of the Bible into the Mankon dialects. These said sons and daughters of Mankon Fondom have been at the forefront of promoting the custom and and tradition of the people of Mankan in the Northwest region. Adelina Yemfa Komene witnessed that ceremony and now tells us detailedly.
With the advancement of acculturation through globalization that is gaining steam across the world in general, and Cameroon in particular, the Mankan people in the Northwest region have been on an aggressive mission in promoting and giving their culture and tradition a greater visibility. This, as 6 men and 2 ladies were crowned with traditional titles by the historic Royal Palace of Mankan.
Particularly concerned about the Mankan language, which is getting extinct. You get into the interior of the village and most people are speaking only English or French, and they are relegating the Mankan language to the background. So I'm a promoter of the Mankan language, and I do this. I teach Mankan because I can speak it, I read it, I write it. So I am a Mankan language teacher, even though I do other things, but that is my own aspect. And to buttress that fact, I'm one of the main editors.
Key among their achievements is the translation of the Bible into the Mankan dialect, something that was started by Fon Angwafo III of blessed memory, as this was recently completed by Fon Angwafo IV, his immediate successor.
The first thing is that the Bible translation is a project that started right during the reign of Fon Angwafo III, and is now completed by his successor, Fon Angwafo IV. And the Bible translation is, first of all, very important for the Mankan people because we have embraced Christianity, we have embraced the Christian religion in most of the facets of our well-being or community. If you look at most of the churches in Mankan, cosmopolitan settlement, the lands were given by the Mankan people, which means that the Mankan people promote the gospel. They are promoting the gospel very much, and it is behind this backdrop that we thought that we should translate the Bible into Mankan so that it will facilitate communication to our, to our entire community.
The Mankan Fundon, that is a bastille for Christianity, says the project was not void of challenges, though they were able to overcome such shortcomings.
Challenges is only that people were not able, some people were not cooperative so that we can do the work without itches. But as it's God's business, God gave us the energy, or gave me the energy to continue helping the people to carry this work up to this level. And a few members, I can especially thank the Fon of Mankan for Angwafo III, who accepted and choose some of us to enter in this project and carry it up to this level.
With the special recognition given to these sons and daughters of the Mankan Fundon, they remain upbeat in promulgating their culture and traditions into higher heights.
What a beautiful way there to celebrate culture and tradition of your region. We now talk sports on this newscast. As earlier mentioned, Cameroon's Indomitable Lions will be logging horns with the Harambee Stars of Kenya as from the 11th of October 2024 at the Amato Ahijo Stadium in Yaoundé. This was made known by the Cameroon Football Federation, FECAFOOT. This as Boris Sono takes a zoom into both teams and who stands a better chance of winning this qualification ticket to the African Cup of Nations next year in Morocco 2025. More on that with you, Boris Sono. Wenfo.
The mythical Amadou Ahijo Stadium has been selected to host the game Cameroon against the Harambee Stars of Kenya. The encounter counts for match day 3 of the AFCON qualifiers. Cameroon and Kenya are on 4 points in Group J, with Kenya top on goal difference. 5 times Cameroon kicked off their campaign with a 1-0 win over the Brave Warriors of Namibia at home before sharing the spoils with the Warriors of Zimbabwe at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in their second encounter. On their part, Kenya started off with a 0-0 draw against Zimbabwe at the Nelson Mandela Stadium before they defeated Namibia 2-1 at the Orlando Stadium in South Africa. Cameroon will clash against Kenya on Friday, October 11 at the Ahmadu Eje Stadium, with the venue confirmed by the Cameroon Football Federation FECAFOOT and the Ministry of Sports and Physical Education. The confirmation of the stadium comes at a time when Belgian tactician Marc Brace has named a 3-man provision squad to face Kenya in the encounter. Besides the regular names like Captain Vincent Boubacar, Andre Onana, Michael Ngandou, Zambo Anguissa, Faye Collins, and Brian Bemo, the coach, has brought in younger players like Flavien Enzo Boyomo from Spanish club Osasuna, James Willie Jonge, who plays for Zelina in Slovakia, Aurel Bisek from Inter Milan, Dina Ebimbe from Frankfurt in Bundesliga, winger Patrick Sokor, who plays for Spanish club Huesca, and midfielder Niki Beloko, who plays for Lausanne in the Swiss Super League. It should be recalled that the top 2 teams from the 11 qualifying groups who qualify for the 2025 edition of the Africa Cup of Nations that is set to take place from December 21, 2025 to January 18, 2026 in Morocco.
And with our sports report from sports reporter Boris Onowenfo, this is what concludes tonight's news package. High Prime of Friday, the 4th of October 2025. And we use this opportunity to wish all the teachers out there a happy World Teachers Day that will be celebrated tomorrow, Saturday, the 5th of October. For me and the entire news crew, it's a blessed night in the company of High Television. Till we come your way Monday, same time, same channel. Good night.